Hi Virgo, and welcome to your April monthly predictions reading. So lovely to have you here. This reading is intended for Virgo sun, moon, risings, or those who have strong Virgo placements in their chart. So if you are not a Virgo and you're just here checking up on your favorite Virgo person or someone that you're curious about, you are welcome to stay. I have nothing against cross watches. Love doing it myself. I just need to warn you, if you are cross watching, that I am a very honest reader. So if you hear or see something that you don't like, you have been warned, okay? Now, we are focusing on the month of April, getting general predictions for the month ahead. So if you're new to these monthly predictions readings, I'm going to start your reading by getting a oracle card from this beautiful deck. This is the one that we're using for this month. This oracle card will give us the main theme that Virgo can expect to experience in April. And then I'll be getting specific messages with tarot. And then we'll close your reading with advice. So there's going to be a lot of information. I do recommend that you journal or just take notes. So that when something does resonate, it's there and you can reflect on it and refer back to it as well as the month progresses. So what is Virgo's main theme, Spirit, in the month of April? What is Virgo's main theme in the month of April? What is Virgo's main theme? We have Angel of Balance. Interesting. This is also the number 48 in this deck. Pretty interesting energy, actually. Let me zoom in a little bit. Angel of Balance. Something's going on with you, Virgo. I might just be reading too far into it. I do that sometimes, trying to draw conclusions where they aren't necessary, but I am picking up that there's something going on here, and it feels like this balance is positive. It feels like this Angel of Balance is what we need, what we're striving for, but where I'm feeling like something isn't adding up is that it feels like we're not getting it. It feels like that should be our focus and that is what we're aspiring towards, but it feels like we're not getting balance, we're not getting reciprocity, and we're struggling to balance out our needs and our lifestyle. This is an interesting energy for you because it could lead to a lot of frustration. It could lead to a lot of unsettling, unusual, irregular patterns, which isn't what Virgo usually likes. So I feel like this is what you need to know. This is more of like an advice energy, but I feel like it may be the exact opposite that is happening for you. So let's zoom back out. We'll get tarot out now and we'll figure out what your month in April is going to be like and why I'm picking up on this energy. What is happening for Virgo in the first week of April, please, Spirit? Thanking you. We have the King of Pentacles in the first week of April. Okay. What is happening for Virgo in the second week? We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. Okay, we're only going to take the Queen, but I will remember that Five of Wands. Alrighty. What about that third week of April, please, Spirit? Ay, Dios mío, what's going on here? I always say the S, but I realize that's not how you say it. Listen, that's too many cards, Spirit. What is going on here for Virgo in the third week of April? The Eight of Wands. There's something happening for you, sweets. It's going to take a lot of cards, but it's not usually that type of reading, so I'm going to have to really tune in. What about that fourth week of April? The World card. Okay. I'll be clarifying each of these cards just to make sure that I'm getting the right messages and to ensure that we're getting all the messages necessary. But I can already tell that there's a lot going on behind the scenes for you and that you are ultimately in a major cycle right now that has to do with you receiving the recognition, the skills, and the lessons that you need in order to move forward into something bigger and better. I see that you're transiting, and a lot of this month of April is about you recognizing your worth, understanding what you need, what resources you have, what's available to you, and how you can better yourself, learning from the pitfalls because there will be some setbacks. These setbacks are because our energy is being wasted in certain areas where it can be better spent in other areas, but also these setbacks are helping us build our skills, learn more about ourselves, our life, and what we have to offer. I feel that many of you are going through a very important soul lesson, but I can't jump to that conclusion in a general reading for however many Virgos see this. And I only realized recently that a lot of Virgos watch my readings. So I want to say, with the world being here, you are going through a learning period of your life, and April is going to be a strong feeling of that. So just remember to kind of balance out aspects of your life, of your interests, of your energy, so that you're not putting too much focus on any one thing, because when you do that, you're going to notice there is either an immense amount of pressure to focus elsewhere, or other things are going to inevitably suffer because you're not focusing on them enough. There seems to be some underlying confusion, but I want to say that for you, you have a lot of options in the month of April, and that could be what is most overwhelming for you. Whew, let me get my Amazonite so I can channel this energy clearly. We'll start with the first week of April over here, this King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles for me is a measure of like status. It feels like for you, you could be dealing with a boss, an employer, or a person in authority in the first week of April, and it is very much about how you look and how you perform for them. So it kind of feels like for some of you, Virgo, you are inevitably becoming more aware of yourself, and I feel like where your skill set lies, because for some of you, the reason this world is here is because you are starting a new journey that could look like a career change, a change in direction in terms of your interests, and in terms of how you contribute to this world and what you do, either for work or in your free time in the community. It feels like you're learning more about how you are meant to shine for yourself and as a way of helping others too. But this is all quite profound. So what is actually going to happen in that first week of April is you're going to be dealing with how you see yourself and how you see yourself being successful. And this has to do with you looking for inspiration from those who are successful in your eyes. You're going to hopefully get the chance to learn from and ask questions of someone who you really admire. And if you're not able to get that intimate sort of opportunity, I do see you at least thinking more about what you have, the resources you have, the success that you want, and how you can get it. This King of Pentacles is also discussing your loyalty and your commitment and your hard work, your work ethic, how much you want to give in order to get to this position. And for the most part, the reason why this King of Pentacles is here is because you're seeing signs that you can have this if you don't already. Your focus seems to be on how others see you in terms of your success and how you can get more of it. And I feel like you already have achieved some significant things for the King of Pentacles to be here, but there still seems to be this idea of I need more. So what is going on here with this King of Pentacles for Virgo in the first week of April, Spirit? What is going on here for Virgo in the first week of April? Spirit's showing me the Ten of Cups reversed. So a lot of this measure of success and this idea of hard work comes from you not being happy with how things are. There seems to be this question mark over when is enough enough? How much more do I need? So I believe that something is happening in that first week of April, or it may have happened in March, that has you focusing more on your career, on your legacy, and on the idea of success that you want. It does involve a compromise in terms of your immediate happiness, though. You seem to be in this sort of hustler energy where you're really pushing And the idea is I'll be happy eventually. One day I'll get there. One day I'll have my happy ending. So it's an interesting message for you this month, Virgo, and I do believe it's not going to relate to all of you, but I'm trying to keep it as general as I can while also following this specific theme. So the other reason the Ten of Cups is reversed is there could be issues in the family. It could be as minor as, you know, you're very busy, you don't have enough time to be there for everyone in a hands-on emotional way, or work is taking a priority and you have to compromise some of those family commitments. For whatever reason, it feels like I can't do everything right now, but this is going to pay off in the future. In the future, I'll be able to go to this. I'll be able to do this. I'll be able to be at that person's birthday party. I'll be able to enjoy their company. It kind of feels with the Ten of Cups reversed that you're creating the future that you want, and you're really focusing on that image of I don't have it yet, but I will one day in the first week of April. And this does transition into more of your earthy energy in the second week of April with the Queen of Pentacles. In that second week, there's a lot going on there for you, but it comes down to your values. So we've kind of hit a point in the second week where you do have to re-examine the effort, the hard work, the dedication, the commitment that you're giving to your life right now, to the hardships you're experiencing, to the challenges that you're experiencing, and to the goals that you have for yourself. This has to do with your health and your values in the second week of April. You're re-examining things that you can do to feel better about yourself, to feel worthy, the things that make you feel like you, the things that form part of the foundation of your core being, like your values. And this is you maybe trying to connect with the more maternal people in your family, the ones who you feel nurture those qualities within you. You may find yourself connecting to your children if you have some, trying to really draw out those more nurturing qualities in yourself, because for some reason we've gone from this strict, structured sort of energy of the first week of April to feeling like, okay, well, I need to remind myself of why I'm like this and why I'm doing this. So you're channeling more of a feminine energy here, still dedicated, still committed to the overall goal, but coming from the idea of this is why I'm doing it. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here in the second week for Virgo? Is there anything I've missed for Virgo spirit? What is going on in the second week of April? I do believe some of you may be getting advice from more feminine energy. This doesn't mean they're a female. I'm not talking about gender. This is someone who is nurturing, who is compassionate, but who can understand why you work so hard or why you're so dedicated, and they can give you advice from a very nurturing point of view is the best way I can explain it. Understanding your values and connecting with the foundation of why you do these things that you do. Now, to clarify the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Father of Wands. So this has to do with your overall vision, your overall plan. It has to do with you achieving a goal that you've set out to do, and it has to do with you staying on track. This Father of Wands is looking like you re-strategizing a way forward so that you don't burn out and so that you can ultimately achieve your goals. I see you really looking at creative ways forward from this point, especially if you've experienced some challenges. And I would say for advice in that second week, it's a good idea to think outside of the box. And by doing that, I mean, look at what worked for other people who came before you. Look at other ways of doing things. Even though you seem to be following a very structured, strict approach here, which may be somewhat traditional for some of you, I believe with the Father of Wands, it's better to understand the problem and the immediate solution, right? Just because so-and-so experienced that problem and this solution worked for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Look at the problem in a basic black and white form and then think of, okay, so fundamentally this issue is about connecting these two, A to B. So really to do that, I'd have to get this, and then yes, that'll work. I hope that helps. It's more about breaking down that problem and looking at it in a black and white sense in order to understand how to get your solution. Because I do see you being very close to ultimately achieving this. Now, in the third week of April, we are being shown this Eight of Wands reversed, and this is where we had all those cards come out and there was a heck of a lot of energy going on there. It feels like we're a bit frazzled. That third week may be busy, or it may just be that nothing really is seemingly going according to plan. And this could be frustrating for you because this could mean that some things are just up in the air and we can't ground things in the way that we were expecting them to do. The third week of April for you, it feels like you got to expect the unexpected there. I also believe that we may have some interference. So you've been coasting along in a very sort of stable way, focusing on what you have in front of you and focusing on your goals and staying structured and strict. And then in that third week, I do see something happening in a way where you weren't prepared for it and you have to now deal with it as well. You have to figure out what this means for you and how can you get your balance back. What is happening here? Yeah, you've got to be careful and give yourself enough time to rest with the Four of Swords. This is a time to give yourself a break. It feels that third week of April is about allocating time to recover, to rest, and to ultimately spend some time doing not a heck of a lot. You don't have the energy to waste in that third week of April. It could be that your physical body is needing recovery, but it also feels like energetically, we just can't push too much or we're going to burn out in that third week of April. The Four of Swords does indicate a rest mode in general, where you need to think before you act. We can't think or act hastily, otherwise we are going to make mistakes. So slow and steady there in the third week of April. Think before you act. And finally, in the fourth week of April, Virgo, we have this world energy. So I do see you ultimately receiving recognition and closing a cycle ceremoniously in your life, feeling happy and accomplished and like you've achieved something for yourself. By the end of April, which will also be the first week of May, you are going to feel like, oh wow, look what I've been able to do. Look what I've been able to accomplish. Look where my efforts, my skills have taken me. Look where my hard work has gotten me. Look where all my dedication and my strict regimen has taken me. Is there nothing I can do? And this is going to boost your confidence, but it's also giving you an opportunity to celebrate yourself, to celebrate your achievements, and to acknowledge how capable you are at overcoming your challenges. I do believe you're on the cusp of a new cycle with that World card, but it is about understanding what you can do, not so much what you can't do. I feel like this end of April is really pushing you to pat yourself on the back and kind of just get more into who you are, because you kind of seem to be looking for reasons to not like yourself with that Eight of Swords. It's almost like you're in a victim mentality underneath it all, feeling like this process took the best of you when it really shaped you into a very resilient, hardworking, accomplished person. Something is happening here with the World card that has you feeling like you just want to kind of shrink instead of shine. What's going on here in the fourth week of April for Virgo? The Sun of Swords reversed. Maybe if you had the chance to, you would have done things differently. Maybe it's a case of, hindsight is a marvelous thing, but it really doesn't help us at all, unless we go through those situations again. So I believe that there are some things that you wish you could have changed. It's almost like some of the sacrifices you've made weren't worth it. But I feel like that fourth week of April is just about you recognizing the end and getting ready for a new beginning. We don't need to rush into a new beginning. We don't need to quickly, start a new project for ourselves or force ourselves to stay in this structured energy. We can slowly work ourselves up to our new cycle. But for some reason, with the Sun of Swords reversed, you very much feel I could have, would have, should have done things differently. I wish I didn't do that. I wish I thought more about this. I wish I looked into that more. I wish I asked more questions. I wish I didn't hastily turn that assignment in, or I wish I didn't, you know, send that email so fast. I wish I would have read the fine print. I wish I would have, and it's like, it's helpful to reflect, but it's going so far that we're actually turning ourselves into a hopeless, helpless mess when this is actually a time of recognition. So at the back of the deck here, we have the Strength card reversed. So I am a bit worried about how you see yourself in April. I believe that you start the month feeling quite confident that you will be successful, but as the month furthers on, you start to lose hope in this is going to make me happy. And that's where we kind of get a bit lost, because yes, it's good to have goals, but at the end of the day, we got to remind ourselves of why we're doing this, and we got to ensure that we're finding joy in the process. Otherwise, it's just ticking a box for the sake of ticking a box, you know? So I think with Strength reversed, we are being called to balance out our hustle with our emotional needs, with our needs to connect with our emotional self. I think that that is what your balance is about. It's good to be strong, it's good to persevere, it's good to challenge ourselves, but what is the point if we can't congratulate ourselves at the end of the day? You know, at what expense? So just remind yourself of that throughout the month of April. I'm going to get some closing advice for you from this other oracle deck. What else does Virgo need to know about their month of April? What else does Virgo need to know in terms of advice, Spirit? What advice do you have for Virgo? Hi. That wasn't a card, that was a whole deck. Oh, there. Oh, this is interesting. You do need to take care of your body, that's for sure. But I think you're already doing that. For some of you, this is a physical goal. We have leadership showing up for you in the reverse as your advice, which is broccoli. Makes me think of your body. Honestly, I feel like what is missing for you is helpful partnerships. You don't have to do all of this by yourself. You don't have to be the only one on this journey ahead. There are ways to bring people in. And I think with leadership being reversed and the 6 and the Libra sign and Gemini, what's missing around you is a helpful community of people who, yes, you admire, but also people who can offer you support and who can, you know, bring about a more of a community kind of feeling when you recognize maybe you want more people there to see what you've achieved, and it's frustrating that they aren't. So it kind of feels like this month for you is about balancing social commitments with other partnerships and commitments, and just ensuring that you are spreading yourself evenly, because otherwise nothing, you know, this sense of achievement isn't going to be worth it. And I think with broccoli, this has to do with you honoring the different aspects that fuel you, not just food. Yes, food fuels us, and it's important to fuel your body appropriately, but also other ways that you seek inspiration. For me, family fuels me. Reminding myself of where I've come from, what I've overcome, and who I love and who loves me is what fuels me. And I'm not saying it's going to be the same for you, but just as an example, we are human beings and we need connection. So trying to balance out those different types of fuels to remind us of why this is important, and to ensure that when we do succeed, we're celebrating. And we're celebrating because this is why we did this, and look, we have a wonderful opportunity to share this with others as well. So I hope that's helpful, Virgo. You were a strange reading for me, very different. If this reading didn't 100% resonate, you may have messages in the other signs in your chart. You're welcome to look at your sun, moon, rising as a starting point. It's been an honor to read for you. I sincerely hope this month ahead gives you everything you need as well as what you deserve. Your hard work is surely paying off. You will be successful in the goals that you've set out, and I just hope that you recognize that within yourself as well. Please look after your beautiful self. Have a prosperous April, and I shall connect with you in another video. Bye!